one of the reforms on government-funded pensions, whether it's veterans or Social Security or federal workers, back in the Carter years, with high inflation, you get a 2% increase, but the inflation rate would be 15%.
Right, yeah.
And so one of the reforms made to help the pensioners was to set the annual cost of living increase to cost of living increase, or the inflation rate, which is basically growth of the GDP. And what happened in 08 and 09 is that GDP shrank, and there was actually deflation. So without growth of the economy and inflation, zero is zero. So so in Social Security and veterans benefits, if there was a 2% inflation rate for the year prior, that was your cost of living increase. So in order to undo a harm when the inflation rates were high and cost of living was set, now you're seeing the reverse of that, is when it's zero or less than, you get zero cost of living, even though prices of gasoline and health care, food is, at least across the table, remain fairly flat. So there's a lot of discussions to occur of whether or not, for example, with Social Security, seniors, you go to what's called a seniors index, where you weight health care and food more than, steel productivity or amount of cars purchased or something like that. So we're looking at a variety of ways, but that's the analytical reason. And so since veterans pension or retirement pension, Social Security, they're all kind of in the same genre, so they get treated the same. And I'm going to put one political plug in here. We're now in our second year of freezing congressional pay too. So we wanted to follow. I think it was unethical for you to expect to take nothing, but we would take 2%.
I see what you're saying, yeah.
Even though, because ours is, it's weird. Ours, the congressional COLAs are set or tied to not the economy, but the federal employees who get automatic pay raises every year, and we just get 1/2 less than they do. So we need to decouple from that too. Wait, I'm sorry, there's other people that haven't. How about I come back to you? Do you mind? Yes, ma'am.
We've heard a lot about healthcare and biofuels, et cetera. We have not heard anything about immigration. If we cannot curb the illegal immigration, we cannot keep our borders secure. We are not going to remain viable as a safe, secure country. But also it affects our economy greatly, because if we can't keep millions of people, and this is millions that are coming in every year as immigrants, whether they are legal or illegal, they are taking the jobs that our people can't get. But that's dramatically affecting us because of the jobs are just not there.
Let me comment on that. You have heard little in this last year, if anything, on immigration. Of course, when you're talking about cap and trade and health care and budgets like this, it tends to suck all of the oxygen out of the air, leaving little else to discuss. But just going from newspaper reports, the Speaker of the House did say, I think back in December, that one of the items they want to get to this year is immigration reform.
Because she's trying to ram amnesty down.
Well, and the immigration reform bill basically is amnesty, employer verification, and that's it. There's nothing about border security in there, and frankly, I don't see how they expect the American public to agree to any resolution for those that are already here illegally if you aren't going to stop new ones from coming over. And so it may be political, I don't know, I really doubt that they're gonna bring that forward, because I have found out that immigration issues was, up until healthcare, the most emotional issue that we dealt with. The passion on both sides was intense. And I'm not sure they want that right now.
All they have to do is look at the laws that are already on the books with the E-Verify.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
You can't do that with healthcare either if you don't control the immigrants, illegals. They're just getting in the hospitals.
Exactly.
Not paying anything, and that rest of the healthcare bill had that snuck in that the illegals would be covered.
Well, I will, it wasn't snuck in there, it's done in a tricky way, because it very clearly says. The bill says that you have to be a legal resident to be eligible. The issue then becomes, how do you know? And there was no verification requirement in there. And so that's where I say, when someone on the proponent, when Speaker Pelosi gets up and says, this bill clearly says that no illegals will be treated or eligible. Very clear. You have to ask the follow-up question.
Why do we have a Mexican consulate in Omaha?
It's been there for, what, 15 years now?
Why?
So why? I guess the answer to that is because.
What was the question?
Oh, the question was, why do we have a Mexican consulate here? And probably because there's a lot of Mexican citizens.
I have no problems with immigrants. All my grandparents and ancestors.
Yeah, mine too.
But do it legally, set right at
Doing a little genealogic, family research, genealogy. I found out that I'm not Irish, I'm Scottish. Yes.
Is that we also get a lot of people, the ones that I'm concerned with, people are concerned here about jobs, but mainly I'm concerned about safety. We get a lot of Muslims, and they don't like us, whether you're an immigrant or what your nationality is, and they do a lot of damage. And I don't hear anybody complaining about that. It's just about work. How about the ones that, kill people, and they don't even care? That's what they want to do to the Americans. Why is it that way, Stopper? I don't even hear about the news or anything, or even brought up here. It's just about work. What about the safety of this country?
Yeah.
That needs to be a priority. And you raise a difficult issue, because even here in the metropolitan area, there's people from Middle Eastern descent who are good, solid people. I mean, I've got friends that are Muslim, and how to separate and determine who's the good person and the bad person. I mean, that's something that we've struggled with in our country, and I don't want to go so far as World War II and make every one of the Muslims that are of Middle Eastern descent go to a concentration
But
camp.
if you commit a crime, you should have to go home.
Well, that's simple. I agree with that. Yes, sir.